Welcome to the Steve Stine Guitar Podcast, brought to you by guitarzoom.com. If you want to improve your guitar playing, keep listening. If you want to improve even faster, go to guitarzoom.com, where you'll find all of Steve's premium courses, masterclasses, and memberships that'll help you quickly and easily improve your playing. Now here's your host, Steve Stine.
But oftentimes what I'll do is I'll play this over different arpeggios as well. Like I might play this thing that I'm playing for you right now over a B minor. Because right there I see a B minor arpeggio sitting right here. So I might play it over G major, but I might also play it over B minor. Now this gets into like modal stuff and different kinds of things like that. But just understand that I try and see different things around there that I could use it for. So I don't necessarily have to just go and learn all kinds of different arpeggios. I might be able to use this same arpeggio for a number of different uses, right? So I might use this for my G major. And I might use it for B minor. Okay? And if we kind of look, we can also maybe use it. I'll kind of tie it into a D major as well. Like I might come up this G major. And right there, because of that major seventh, I might move up and tie that into a D major arpeggio up on top. And do something like that too. So look around and explore different things. And of course, if you're at work or you're at school or you're, God knows what you're doing, and you can't really work on this now, you can always come back to this later. You'll be able to watch it on YouTube or Facebook or wherever and check it out. And remember, if you get a chance, head over to guitarzoom.com and check out my guitar courses, all that kind of stuff. See if it's something that might help you as well. See how I tie those two in? So I might move up and start doing a D major arpeggio and then tie back in. Into that again. So what's wonderful about this kind of playing is it gets you out of thinking about this all the time. Just playing things as scales. And I'm not making fun of that. We most certainly need to learn how to do that. But oftentimes what happens with a lot of players is they do too much of that where we're just playing scales up and down. So arpeggios are a great way to break out of that. To do something a little bit different. So see how I'm tying it into that D major up on top. And then I might drop back down. Now I'm ending on a G, and if I was playing over a D, I don't know that I would go to that G. I might go to something else, right? So I just got to think about what I would go to. But hopefully that kind of makes sense. I'm going to show you something else here. I just want to see if I'm kind of caught up on. Looks good with stubble. Yeah, it's cold here, so I don't always shave when it gets cold out. Let's see here. Would a D major arpeggio go with this? Yeah, that's what I just said. That's perfect. Awesome. Cool. John is here. Trisha's here. John Simons is here. Perfect. Okay, awesome. So let's think about a couple other things that we could do with this. Another thing that I would do is obviously, because I'm in G major, a great way of being able to do this is to tie it into E minor, right? If you know anything about your theory, you know that G major also puts us in the key of E minor or E Aeolian, which would be just fine. So what I could do is I could play this arpeggio, and when I come off the top of it, I'll just tie it back into maybe an E minor scale or E minor pentatonic, whatever it is that you might be doing. However you'd like to end that. So think about it. If you were playing in E minor, right? We've got some sort of an E minor. And then you want some sort of an arpeggio kind of sound. Now, because I'm in E minor, that doesn't mean that I might not move up and play like the D major arpeggio, because again, I'm not really worried about the harmony always working I'm more thinking about the shapes and whether or not they're compatible with the key that I'm in, if that makes sense. But I've still got to find a way of tying back with something like that to go back into E minor. So I hope you're enjoying this episode so far and you're getting motivated to take your guitar playing to the next level. Please do me a favor and leave us a rating on Apple Podcasts. It'll help the show grow and reach more rock stars like you who want to improve their guitar playing. Also, I'd love to know what parts of the episode you liked, as well as what you learned. So please share this podcast and tag us at guitarzoom.com on your social post. And now, let's get back to the podcast. Just playing a regular kind of line, maybe. And then all of a sudden you want... That would sound great. Now, if you were in G major, you could do all of those same things because we're in the same key, but we might want to be a little more aware of the G major sound of it, right? So we come off this. Obviously, right there, I'm on G, right? You know, I can slide into anything or move anything to kind of make that sound a little more G major than E minor, but it would work either way. So that's something to think about, just being able to take this and think about how you could use it over G major, how you could use it over E minor, and then let's look at B minor. So if I had B minor sitting here, B minor for me also equates to D major, E minor and B minor and D major, because they're relative major and minor. So if I was playing in B minor, well, right here, that's my arpeggio, so it's sitting there doing just fine. The only difference here is normally when you play a B minor arpeggio, you might throw that F sharp on the bottom instead of G. Well, for me, it doesn't really make any difference because that first note that I'm playing is kind of irrelevant. It's like just the start of this passage that's moving up. So I'm not putting any emphasis on the F sharp or the G. It's just a place where I'm starting my pattern. So I'm okay with it still being G instead of it being F sharp. Where when I was younger, that would have bothered me because I would be like, no, it should be F sharp because that's what it's supposed to be. And I don't even think along those lines anymore. So when I play, right, and I might add in that as well. Thinking that B minor in my head. Or if it was D major, then I'm thinking the D major sound. Do something like that with that as well. So using the same thing for G major and all the respective elements of G major, E minor, that sort of thing. Thinking of it as B minor and D major, okay? That's another great way of being able to do that. So there's just a lot of different uses that we can utilize with this. So hopefully that makes sense to you and it's something that you can use. Again, I don't want to give you way too much to work on this week. It's every Monday I do these, so this way it'll just give you a little something to try and work with. Looks like we're doing good. Nick says, will you or have done a lesson on amp setups? Somewhat, and I could certainly do more, but right now you don't really get to see much of what I have for, like I have amps in front of me that I use for different things, but are arpeggios always needed for sweep picking? Well, sweep picking, Gil, yes, to a certain degree, because the whole point of sweep picking is you're doing single notes on a string, and if you're going to do single notes on a string, you're doing some form of an arpeggio by doing that. So hopefully that helps you a little bit. All right, so everybody take care. Have a great week. Remember, stay positive, keep practicing. If you get a chance, head over to guitarzoom.com and check out the guitar courses and such that I have available. Otherwise, keep practicing, and I'll see you again next Monday. All right?
If you enjoyed today's podcast and want to learn guitar even faster, go to guitarzoom.com and click the Get Started button to get access to courses that are right for your interest and skill level. Again, go to guitarzoom.com and click the Get Started button.